Hi guys, welcome to Bus Company Simulator with OMSI 2. It's a while since I've done any OMSI, so the first thing I'm going to do is reset my profile because I accidentally somehow reset it before and lost the previous one. So I'm going to reset it now, just so that we can start from scratch. Okay, so we need to choose where we're going to start. So which map do we want to start on? And it's been requested that I do some Bowdenham, so let's do some Bowdenham. It's giving me a career point for something. Not sure what that's about, but there you go. Right, okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to complete an exam so that we can do drive some routes, because you can't drive the routes until you complete the exam on it. We'll need to buy a bus in a minute, but let's get to the exams first. We might as well start with the first one, really. It's not going to do any harm, I don't think. Okay, so we need to buy a bus. Don't think we'll be able to afford a brand new one, so let's go for a second-hand bus. Or maybe not, because the bus I really want ain't there. Let's see if we can afford a new one, because I normally have... Oh, we can afford a new one. Well, that's alright, we'll go for that. I don't want it beige though. Let's have HVL. I think that's quite nice looking. License plate is fine, and bothered about the license plate particularly. Okay, we have a bus. So now we can drive this route. So if we click drive with this bus, hopefully, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's saying Harefield Station, which is wrong, because it should be Apsley Station to Wootton High Road. So we need to change the start point. And we need Apsley Station. Where is Apsley? There's Apsley Station, down there. Okay. So it's going to put us on Bowdenham V4 G. So that's the chrono event G. Going to drive with collisions off, because Bowdenham is a nightmare if you put collisions on. Everything else should be alright. Yep, think so. So now we've got to wait for OMSI to start. Okay, let's start anyway. I'm not sure what is complaining about some buses in the AI list, but let's see if it runs alright. If not, we may have to check the map in the add-on manager and see if there's a way to get around that. Okay, so that's all ready. So because we're in Bus Company Simulator, it sets everything up for you. So we'll just hit start. As long as I remember my keys, I should be alright. Or my buttons, rather. Make sure I'm hitting the right buttons for the right things, but I think I know what they are. We will see. So we'll just wait for OMSI to load. With Bus Company Simulator you get this mini map, which is really handy. It means you don't need to help us on in OMSI. You can put them on as well if you want. Does no harm, but you don't really need them if you've got that. Okay, so it's showing us what schedule it wants us to set. First thing is to wait until it's fully loaded. Now I think AI vehicle sounds are off. Yeah, there's an ambulance in the background. The reason AI vehicle sounds are off is there are so many ambulances in Bowdenham that it would be continuous, and it's a nightmare. So, right, what I need to do is get rid of that for a second. Okay, we can put some heating on, otherwise it'll moan it's too cold. Don't want it too warm, but give it a bit of heat. Okay, let's see how that goes. Looks like we're going to need some okay, now that's confusing me because I thought that button did something else. It's interesting. So what does that one do? Well, that one sets that. Now I assume that has just opened the front door. No. Ah. Right, let's open the front door. And that's setting the station brake, hopefully. Okay. What I normally do is set up some views so that I can switch quickly between what I want. A bit like that. Okay, we now need to set the schedule. So we will go line 1, 2, circulation number 3 it says. Should be 0615, which it is. It's currently 0612, so we haven't got long. And it's route 1 to Wootton High Road. So, we now need to set this. Line 1. Wootton High Road, that's what we want. Okay, now we need to set up the ticket machine. I think it'll be route 01. Yep. So if I quickly hit F3, we should be able to see that it says 1 Wootton High Road direct, as opposed to not direct. I guess number 2 would be not direct. We're on route 1, I assume. Right, we've got 2 minutes, so we need to get down to the bus stop. Not specifically with Bowdenham, but with some other maps for OMSI, I have increased the number of passengers who will buy tickets, just to make it harder.
Hello.
Hello.
One child ticket.
One child ticket. Okay. There you go.
One short hop ticket.
Short hop ticket, she means return. Single.
Here's a day ticket, lad.
A day ticket.
I'd like a day ticket for one person, please.
Well, we don't do it for any more than one person, so
Morning. Just a child single, please.
child single.
Hello.
Oh, too much change. I hit 30
Short hop ticket.
instead of 10. Short hop ticket, okay. 250. That time we do want 30.
Hi.
May I have a single, please?
You may have a single.
Thank you, driver.
Welcome.
One short hop child ticket, please.
One short hop child ticket.
We've arrived
Single,
in the
please.
Antarctic. It's freezing here.
Well, it'll get warmer in a minute. Stop complaining. Made me forget what I was doing.
Single, please.
Can't expect it to be very warm when the door's open.
Could have a short hop child ticket, please.
Can, but why'd you have to pay with a tenner?
Alright, single, please. Thank you very much. What?
Hello.
Just a single, please, mate.
Oh,
One child ticket.
Flirty woman. Oh, hello.
Excuse me.
Return.
A short hop
Morning.
ticket, please.
I'm only travelling 3 stops.
I don't care.
Return,
morning.
please.
A return.
I need a short hop ticket.
Short hop ticket.
When they say short hop, they mean single. It just comes from the German where they say short hop.
Oh,
Could I have a child ticket, please?
Another one. Oh, hello.
here's a day ticket, lad.
A day ticket, certainly.
May I have a child single, please?
You may. There you go.
Hello.
A day ticket, please.
A day ticket.
Hi. A single journey ticket.
Now that, she means a return. When she says a single journey, she means a single return journey. She doesn't mean a single. He never says what he wants. Okay, we're done, but we're already running late. And our bus is full. We've got 40 passengers on board. Wow. Wow, I didn't expect to be full that quickly. The advantage of which is if nobody wants to get off at the next stop, we ain't going to be stopping because nobody can get on. So it has that advantage, I suppose. So we need to go left here. Might take a while for exactly how you play OMSI to come back to me. But so far we're okay. Just need to watch that temperature because if that starts getting too high they'll start complaining. Somewhere around 21 degrees would probably be ideal. Can always wait for it to complain it's too hot and then turn it down. So it doesn't matter whether you're playing firm bus or OMSI, you're still stuck at red traffic lights for ages. So nothing changes really. OMSI you're allowed to be up to 3 minutes late before it actually says you're late, so to speak, and we are getting close to 3 minutes. Okay. So there's no point stopping at this stop. Nobody wants to get off. Nobody can get on because we're full. So unfortunately, people at that stop, you're out of luck. I'm sorry. Like to pick you up, but I can't. So I ain't got any room. There's another one behind us, don't worry. Right, I think the rain might have stopped. Collisions are off, but I'd like to try and drive with them as if they're on. But the problem is in Bowdenham, because of the ambulances, they don't stop at junctions. Traffic in front of them sometimes will move because they want to get out the way of the ambulance and go straight across a red light or something, and you end up with collisions all over the show. And in OMSI you've then got to wait for the police. Theoretically you're supposed to call the police, and your timetable is shot. Okay, so we have somebody who wants to get off, which will mean somebody can get on. How many? We don't know. Oh, I haven't been hitting.
Hemlock Road and Wootton Avenue, Apsley House.
Is this Apsley House? No, this is Wootton Avenue. I've got one too far, but not to worry. I just realised I hadn't been doing that. So I told you it'd take me a while to get used to this again. Oh right, just the one. Okay. So as I said, you can change the number of people who will buy tickets, and a number like her who already have something like a day rider or return or something, and therefore don't need a ticket. But in Bowdenham it's set quite high anyway. It's set about 80%. You can change it. And I always like to do it on advanced ticketing, which makes life harder, but then if you increase the number of passengers as well, it makes it even harder. So staying on time is a challenge, to say the least. And we need to pass this exam, so we sort of do need to be on time if we can. So I think our announcements will now caught up with where we are. So if I remember to hit the button, we'll announce the stops correctly with a bit of luck. I think we're coming up to Apsley bus station now. Even at the pedestrian crossings the lights are red.
Apsley bus station.
There you go, we'll announce the stop. Somebody's already hit the button saying they want to get off, which is no surprise at the bus station. They either work around this area because there's a lot of shops and stuff around here, or they're getting a bus somewhere else. Stop F, it says. F will be the one right down the end here. There we go, that's F. Stop there.
Hello.
Hello.
A day, please.
A day ticket. Welcome. Is that it? They're the only ones that want to get on? No.
One short hop child ticket.
Right, that's it, because we're full again. Not many got off there. Less than I expected. OMSI is prone to having little pauses. It has been optimised a lot compared to the old days. It's a lot better than it used to be, one has to say. Right there.
Apsley Town Hall.
Apsley Town Hall is our next stop, which is just round here. In case you're not familiar with Bowdenham, there are two halves to the story, so to speak. because nobody wants to get on. Yeah, there's two halves. You've got the first one covers the early years, and the second part covers the later years. And within those, there are various what they call chrono events. So you can watch the city or town of Bowdenham develop. So if you started, for instance, with A, that's the oldest one. Then as you move through them, you see it change a bit. We're in G at the moment, which is sort of the later bit of the first half. Which I think is 1980 to 2000. So we'd be somewhere around year 2000 now.
Williams Court.
One of the chrono events is actually a disaster where there's... I'm sorry, I didn't realise somebody wanted to get off. Apologise for that. Yeah, one of them's a disaster where there's been a train crash at a crossing, and all the buses are diverted. So that can be fun. That's chrono event C, I think. There's an extensive manual and a complete timetable, believe it or not, with Bowdenham, which explains all of these events. It's a bit strange it being in the UK and driving on the right hand side of the road, but it's not the end of the world.
West Street.
West Street. We have 2 spaces.
Give me a day rider, mate.
That's a single, darling.
My word, right money? Good lord. First one is paid with the right money. We are 3.6 minutes late. So you see, keeping up with time when you've set it to advanced ticketing and increase, well, not in Bowdenham, but in other maps, increase the number of passengers who want to buy tickets, you're making it pretty hard for yourself, I've got to say. Hopefully you might be on time by the end of the route, but along the way we're going to have a load of stops that are late. But the bus is full again, so with a bit of luck, nobody wants to get off at the next stop, Meadowview. We can go straight past there. If we go straight past 2 or 3 stops in a row, we can get back below 3 minutes late quite easily. Temperature's reached 21.1, that's looking better. I might have to turn that down at some point soon. Otherwise it could get too hot. Oh, that's better. Okay, so we're not stopping here
Meadowview.
because nobody wants to get off and we're full.
Hampton Road.
You have to watch out for pedestrians in Bowdenham as well. Well, in all maps, but in Bowdenham they're a particular issue at times. Amazingly, we haven't had problems with ambulances yet, which surprises me. I haven't seen that many ambulances either. Normally there's a lot more. I'm not sure what those issues about. When it loaded, it seemed to have some problems. I'll check those out after I've recorded the video and see if I can resolve that. But there are issues with Bowdenham anyway, because there used to be a site called AussieX.org, which had, amongst other things, a couple of files for Bowdenham called Bowdenham Fix and Bowdenham Without, both RAR files, RAR files. Now I can't find them anywhere. So if anybody's got them, wants to send them to me, let me know. Because I'm desperate to find those two files again. But AussieX.org got hacked and has disappeared. And therefore you cannot download these files anymore. Without the fix, and the file that makes the AI work without a couple of paid buses, or a paid bus, you don't get other buses on the roads.
Frederick Street.
So I can't get other buses on the roads, and I think it creates some problems with AI lists. That might be what it was saying when we loaded it. I think I might be able to get around that bit, but... Oh, why am I stopping? I don't need to stop, do I? Nobody can get on anyway. Yeah. Without those files, there are one or two issues. So Bowdenham is not perfect now, because you can't get at the files that were on AussieX.org.
Bramley Halls.
Unless anybody knows different. The one I want more than anything is Bowdenham without, which sorts this AI list issue and should put buses back on the road again. I will try seeing if the add-on manager will fix those issues where it said there were 7 issues loading it. Whether that will then sort that out and put buses on the road, I don't know, but I suspect not. So the Bowdenham without .rar file is what I'm looking for, and I can't find it on the net. I can find references to alternative AI lists, but they don't seem to be solving the problem. And all the Bowdenham without file did was said, if you don't have this paid bus, don't worry, it'll all work without. But because you can't access it anywhere, it seems, it's causing the issue where there are no other buses on the road. So if you're wondering why you're not seeing any other buses, that's why. And at the moment, I can't find a solution. Doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying, but the Bowdenham without file would probably solve the problem. I think all Bowdenham without file had in it was alternative AI lists, but for some reason they seem to solve the issue, whereas the other AI lists I've found online don't seem to solve it. So I'm a little perplexed. Anyway, I should have announced
Trent
Villa...
Way.
What?
Villa allotment.
That's better.
St Catherine's Hospital, main entrance.
That'll be the next stop, St Catherine's Hospital main entrance. We're back at around about 3 minutes. Probably won't be after we wait for this light. Do with this changing sooner rather than later. I'd imagine quite a few will get off at the hospital. So we might be back in a situation where we've got to stop at stops, because we'll actually have room for people to get on the bus. We shall see. The rain stopped. It's not a bad day in Bowdenham now. Well, we're not actually in Bowdenham, we're in Apsley, but you know what I mean. There is actually Bowdenham within the game. There are routes that go via Bowdenham. Bowdenham Esso, Bowdenham Shops are the 2 stops, I think. That's not on this route, I don't think. Anyway, let's get round here.
Hiya, hello mate.
A day ticket, please. Thanks.
If you're noticing characters that you don't recognise from OMSI, it's because I've got a couple of DLCs which add in different characters. They're available on Steam. I think there's actually a new one as well, which I will have to consider getting as well. But if you get them and have any issues installing them, I can do a video on it, because it isn't the easiest thing in the world. Though there is a video which explains it, but it's still not the easiest thing in the world. There's a few things you need to do. Okay, so we've done the hospital. We now need to go left at the top here. Naturally, lights will be on red. And we're 4.5 minutes late again. I've got my doubts if we're going to pass the exam, which is a problem, to say the least. We haven't had any crashes or anything. Sometimes Bus Company Simulator, I'm not sure if this happens on the Bowdenham map or not, but on some of them you will have an accident and then it will say that it knows the accident wasn't your fault, so you don't need to call the police. At least I seem to recall something like that. Right, so 50-mile-an-hour limit now. Ignore the speed, because that's shown in kilometres an hour, and Bowdenham's in miles an hour. Ugh. None of which is going to matter because we've got a traffic jam. Come on, guys. Chop chop. Must be a traffic light or something. I think we might be at the park and ride site. The lights are changing. Yeah, Apsley Park and Ride. We don't stop at the park and ride, but there are services which do park and ride. Not my favourite thing, to be honest, but there you go. We're now 5 minutes late, so we are pretty screwed. I don't think we're going to get back on time anytime soon, and I don't know what this is going to do for our chances of passing the exam. We'll see. Next stop, Lantern Cottages. Nobody wants to get off. It looks like there's somebody who wants to get on. Yes, there is. And we've got one space. So we've got a little choice but to stop for them, really. Come on, kid. Hurry up. Afternoon. It's morning, but don't worry about it, mate. One ticket. Paying with a tenner. Typical. Okay. Need to get our foot down a bit and see if we can get any time back. I don't hold out a lot of hope, I've got to say.
Hamlet Farm.
Hopefully nobody will get off. Then we don't need to stop. Nah, nobody wanted to get off there. That helps a bit. Road narrows, no U-turns, all sorts of signs there. It's quite fun being back in the UK, even though it's a fictional map.
Horsley House.
We're back to almost 3 minutes. We're getting down to 3 minutes late, so we're getting back to on time. Or within tolerance of lateness, let's put it that way. No point stopping, can't pick you up, madam, sorry. Nothing I can do, we're full. So not as many people got off at the bus station or the hospital as I expected. Somebody wants to get off now. Ah, we're coming into Bowdenham. This does go via Bowdenham. So it's Bowdenham.
Bowdenham Shops.
Bowdenham Shops, she said. That's where you can confirm it is pronounced Bowdenham and not Bowdenham. In case you were wondering.
Oh,
ticket.
hello.
A ticket. Doesn't tell me much, mate. You really need to tell me which ticket you want.
Single, please.
Single.
Oh, hello. I wonder if I could have the ticket.
He
where
wants a
I
day
can,
rider.
Make this journey, but also thank you very much.
Cut off his speech. I know what he wants. He gives a really long speech, as some people do in German on some of the other maps. And what he wants is a day ticket. Yeah, so I downloaded 2 of the DLC which give you additional characters, and I think now they've released a 3rd one. It's quite fun having more different passengers.
Bowdenham Esso.
No, can't pick you up, mate. Got no space. Like to, but precious little point me stopping if you can't get on. I mean, they won't get on because there's no space. Doesn't allow standing room, it seems. I'm quite surprised that this bus was this full. Maybe it's because of the time of day. Maybe they're all getting the bus to Wootton to go to work. Right, our delay is much better. We're down to a minute now. Because we got onto a... Can't stop, sorry. Because we got onto a fast, actually. I need to move this forward.
In Goldisthorpe Pond.
That'll be next stop in Goldisthorpe Pond. Somebody's getting off in Goldisthorpe. So, because we've not had to stop at a few stops and we're in a much faster bit of road, we got loads of time back. In fact, we're almost back to actually being on time, which is amazing. So we're coming up on the pond. Not going in the pond, hopefully. The pond is to our right. There should be 2 stops in Goldisthorpe.
Can I have a return?
You can have a return.
Could you turn the air conditioning on, driver?
Oh, you're saying it's too hot. Okay, I'll sort it in a second.
Thank you, driver.
Okay, she's saying it's too hot, and she's probably right, actually. It is a bit warm now. 27 degrees. So what I can do is, with a bit of luck, turn that off, turn that down. With a bit of luck, that will resolve the issue. What I'm going to do is open the window a little bit as well. Okay, let's see what that does for the temperature. Right, we're ready to go, I think, aren't we? Yes. Bit late again now with all that faffing about, but okay, somebody wants to get off in Goldisall Church. We now have space to pick people up. Yeah, we now have some space to pick some passengers up so we can stop at stops like we're supposed to.
Hiya, driver.
Hello. Okay, on we go. We might be getting close to Wootton, I'm not sure. In Wootton there's the big Asda superstore. I'm not sure if we stop there on this route or not. But there is an Asda superstore. Wootton High Road is the main sort of street, the high street if you like, of Wootton. I'm not sure if we have to go through somewhere else before we get to Wootton. Said it's a while since I played OMSI, a while since I played Bowdenham, and I don't remember the route terribly well. Ah, Winterbourne, we've got to go through Winterbourne.
Swansea Drive.
But this isn't a long one, this is only a couple of stops. Swansea Drive and Winterbourne Shops, I think. Well, we're now a minute early.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One short hop child ticket, please.
Certainly. Very polite young lady.
Thanks
There
a
you go.
lot.
You're welcome. Wow. Okay. So we've managed to get to the point of being early. So what I'll do is skip time forward about 20 seconds or so. Well, that's close enough. Make sure nobody else has, somebody else has appeared to get on.
I'd like a day ticket for one person, please.
We don't do them for any more than one person, mate, so... Okay, we can go. So we lost a few people now. We can pick up 10 more, which is getting a bit more like it. I thought we were going to be full all the way to Wootton for a while, but it seems to be... I keep forgetting to indicate, but there you go. Yeah, it seems to be getting a bit better. We've got some space to pick people up now.
Hello.
Hello.
A day ticket for an adult.
A day ticket for an adult. We don't do them for children.
It's a day ticket, lad.
I will.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Completely different voice when she said thank you very much to when she asked for the ticket, but there you go. Strange woman. Right, on we go. Get out of Winterbourne now. With a bit of luck, we surely can't be far from Wootton, can we? It's quite a long route, this one. Ah, now roundabouts usually means Wootton. And specifically the Asda Superstore. So I'm pretty sure we're... Oh, sorry about that. We're coming into Wootton. Passengers aren't complaining much about my driving, which is surprising. Right, the motorway's up there, the M9. There's the Yorkdale. I'm not sure quite where in the country Bowdenham is supposed to be set. I think it's Yorkshire. I won't swear to it, but I think it's supposed to be Yorkshire. Ah, we are going into the Asda. Well, there you go.
Winterbourne Shop, Asda Superstore.
That's better. Asda Superstore. Here it is. He weren't going to stop, was he? I could technically have driven straight through him because collisions are off, but as I say, I'm trying to drive as if collisions are on. Now what with the tickets and everything else, I've got quite a lot to think about, really. And the fact I've been playing Fernbus recently, this is a very different game.
I'm only travelling 3 stops.
I don't really care. Costs the same whether you're going 3 or 10, mate. It's a single.
Joyrider, love.
Day rider. There you go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
A single journey ticket.
That means a return. There you go.
Hi.
Hi.
One child ticket.
That'll be a child return.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Signal, please.
Single. Joy. We've got space to pick people up. We're just about bang on time, amazingly. And we're in Wootton. So things are looking up. Now, to get out of the Asda, you have to go round here. Where it says buses only, but it doesn't mean buses only, because when you get round here, as you can see, you get delivery lorries as well. Lorries delivering to the Asda, no doubt. So it might say buses only, but it doesn't mean that, because the lorries come round there as well. Ordinary traffic doesn't, I guess that's the point. We haven't had mass complaints about my driving, which is shocking in itself. Oh, don't cross the road there, people. They actually stopped. Those pedestrians actually stopped to let me go by. Amazing. There goes a Flora's Munchenladen van, which has gone round there. Yes, a lot of it is still in German. Munchenladen, I think, is a flower nursery. So they grow loads of flowers and then she's off delivering them. That's old Flora.
Wootton Road.
But generally the thing in Bowdenham, you have to watch more than any... Well, not in Bowdenham, but in OMSI, is the taxis. Especially in Berlin X10. They are a nightmare.
One short hop ticket.
That's a single, yes. Welcome.
Can I have a return, please?
You can have a return by all means.
Thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much.
You're welcome. Very polite lady. Okay. Been quite a happy bunch today. They haven't been moaning that much. We had one moan about it being too hot, and it's now down to 21 degrees, which is just about perfect. And we're going to be at the end of the route very shortly.
Harrier
But other than that, they haven't really moaned. This is not like OMSI passengers. OMSI passengers moan all the time.
Alright, mate, give us your return.
Normally they moan it's too hot, they moan it's too cold, they moan about your driving, they moan about anything. There's something they can moan about, they'll moan about it. And they're not.
Drumford Corner.
Not sure this second-hand bus of mine sounds terribly healthy, but it's getting us there. Some of the noises it's making, I'm not entirely convinced it's 100%. Well, I guess it won't be because it's second-hand, but we'll get a new one when we can afford it. But I don't want this bus when I get a new one. There's a different bus I want. I have a different favourite bus now. Why am I indicating? I don't need to be indicating. Yeah, I've got another bus that I really like, which I'll show you when I can afford it. Oh, actually, no, we bought a new bus, didn't we? We didn't buy second-hand in the end. No, we bought a new one. So, okay, well, I need to build up some cash or borrow some cash, possibly, to buy another bus. You have to remember, if you want another map, you're going to need another bus to go there, because you need to leave this one in Bowdenham. But basically, every depot you have, you need to have at least one bus at it, which is not unreasonable. But it means you've got to keep buying buses, and you've got to be able to afford to do it. So what we need to do is earn some cash. With a bit of luck, we'll pass this exam, which will give us a bonus on this route. I'm not sure how high it's going to be, but hopefully we'll have something. Then we can do a few other exams, get a few more routes with the bonus on, which all gives us ways to earn money. And if we run short of money, then you do a duty where you drive a couple of routes, like you drive a route to the one direction and then back. And that will earn you a load of cash. You can look in the mirror here and see when people have finished getting off, which they have. Doors are closed, off we go. Okay, we've only got one stop to go, which is the high road. You take the high road, I'll take the low road. In this case, I'm taking the high road. Come on, mate. Go on, go by. So again, if we had collisions on, I don't think we'd have had a collision. I actually think we might have done this journey without collisions, which is unbelievable. But I don't really recall us having, apart from me hitting curbs, I don't recall us having any issues of hitting anybody, or where I think we would have hit people. I don't know which stop do I want. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Okay, there's our debrief. So we had only 4 stops that were too late. That's not too bad. Okay, so what you do now is you go to the menu up here, which is coming from Bus Company Simulator, and terminate the tour. And then we'll get our debrief in here. So 18 stops, 14 on time, punctuality 78%. That's not the end of the world. Collisions are off, so we won't get any punishment there. Should earn a load of points for this. 945 points, nice. Passenger satisfaction? Ooh, they're happy. Right, that should have got us a pass. Comfortably. Excellent, 96%. That's what we wanted. So there is now a line bonus. In this case it was 2,435. So we actually would have been paid 2,536. But because we got this line bonus of 96%, that upped it to 4,971, and then we had to pay taxes, unfortunately, which made us a profit in the end of 3,977. Now account balance is now 5,852. So you can drive the next tour, which would effectively be Wootton High Road back to Apsley Station, or you can go back to the office, which is what I'm going to do. Woo! That's over the whole time you've been playing Bus Company Simulator, so have all in all one buses. Yeah, I've definitely got one bus. So those career points you can use to expand the number of maps and buses you're allowed. Okay, so that is about all we can do for now. So these are the things that will next get us career points. So if we complete 4 exams with at least 75%, that should be doable. That'll get us 12 career points. Drive another 23 kilometres, well that's definitely doable. That'll get us 14. Drive 388 without hit and run. Well, as collisions are off, we can't have a hit and run, so we should definitely do that. Increase your depots to a total parking space of 17. Jeepers. Considering you're allowed 3 in each map, that means you're going to have like 6 maps. Wow, that's going to take some time, and you only get 2 career points for it. What? Really? So you get 14 for driving a little way, but you only get 2 for having loads and loads of depots. Doesn't make sense, but there you go. That's what it is, so not worried about that last one, but we can get like 20, 34 career points. And then, when you go to the shop, you can increase your limit of buses, you can increase your limit of maps, and you can increase the experience bonus and garage bonus. But it's 20 career points to do that, and I only have 10 at the moment. You can change 1,000 to 1 career point if you want to, if you've got loads of cash, but you can't do that until you've got 100 career points. At the moment we've got 10, which is 10%. It's quite true. Okay, so that's it for now. I will see you next time when we'll do another exam in Bowdenham. So I hope you enjoyed that, especially the person who asked for more OMSI 2, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye now.